think the internet is changing the way I think by making us more reliable on technology. Where we never know the straight answer to this thing right away now anymore because we're not reliant on books as well as we used to be. Now we can just Google it, which most people tend to do nowadays instead of actually learning the idea. So I think it's actually making us more dependable and making us actually less smart and actually hurting the way we think.
How is the internet changing the way you think?
Well, it changes the way I even got here because I think through graduate school you have to do, I mean, a lot of problems. For example, there's a lot of problems in physics that you'll come up with that you have. There's solutions somewhere, and in the past people would have to spend 10 hours at the library looking for a set of solutions that would tell you. And now there's the internet, so there's this archives with articles and with solutions and with papers. That without that, I don't know how we'd have made it through graduate school, and all of us, everyone in my class, we wouldn't have made it through graduate school because we need the access to all this information. That's the only thing the internet has done.
I feel like the internet has changed the way I think by making me have an open mind to things. Just being the fact that you can look up anything you want, so there's no excuse for you to not know the answer to any question. It's either through a smartphone, your laptop, computers, all the devices that have access to the internet. You could know anything you want at the touch of a button. So being able to do that has opened my mind, has allowed me the chance to view other cultures and find out things that I normally wouldn't have if the internet didn't exist. So basically, the internet, I would say, is a positive thing, and it has opened my mind, and it's very beneficial.
Well, I start to use copy and paste a lot. So for my classes, I usually copy and paste it, rearrange it. So it's kind of weakened my thinking because I tend to rely on the copying and pasting than me going to the library, reading everything and putting it into my own words.
So the internet is this vast thing that connects all these computers all across the world, and even computers in space, to each other. And with that connection of computers, we have the connection of people. So the way information and its ability to get out there and get to, all kinds of people all around the world really has changed my life. There's so much data you can learn, there's so much information you can get that can help you to advance yourself, advance your lives, and advance the things around you. So having this thing called the internet, it's actually something that people thought would not exist in a year or two after it was made in 1993, and the internet just has grown up to be such as this great this great medium to just bring information to everyone. It basically revolutionized, the encyclopedia. So the internet has not only changed my life, it's changed basically everyone's life. It's revolutionized everything. Everything that we used to do the old-fashioned way is now new and improved by the internet. Before, you had to go, get a painting of yourself and send it to your friends, I guess, if they want to see you. And nowadays, you can just, press a button on your phone and there it goes off to, all your 1,000 friends on Facebook. And they can all see photos of you and videos and everything. And the internet has been this wonderful way to share information and just get so much knowledge out there to everyone across the world. Before, if you wanted to get information, you would have to go to the library, open up an encyclopedia. The internet is our encyclopedia. Any sort of information out there in the world used to actually come with a price. People used to have to pay fees, go rent books, open them up. But now knowledge is free. And that's the thing I think the internet has gave us that we should most appreciate. The freedom to have knowledge, any sort of knowledge that we want.
So how has the internet changed the way you think?
Well, since I actually remember a time when the internet was not a big part of my life, I remember going on car trips and actually using maps to sort of figure out, like large-scale maps in the back of the car to figure out where we were going. And I think now I would just immediately use my phone and use Google Maps. And I think that In a negative way, it makes me immediately assume that there's an answer for things, like an easy answer that I can find, whereas before I would know that I would have had to go through a fairer level of research to get to an answer, like where is this thing, right? But now I know I can type that into my phone and immediately get the answer. So I think it's changed conversations, because whereas I would have a conversation with a friend before, and we would just sort of idly be like, oh, I wonder what the name of that actor was, and then we'd try to think about it for a while and then get into another topic. I'll then immediately pull out my phone and go, oh, well, then I'll figure it out, which is both good and I think cuts out that fun exchange of us trying to figure it out ourselves. And even my friends and I will play a game where we cannot use the internet to figure out the things that we want to figure out, and you can see how hard it is for us. So I think it's changed, how I answer questions. I would just assume the answer can come more quickly. But the internet does not have answers to life's emotional questions. So, when bad things happen in your life, or you go through hard days, you can Google how to get through a hard day, and it'll come up with like a top 10 list of things to do, and it may make you feel better for about 5 minutes, but your day was still hard. And so I think at the end of the day, you still have to rely on yourself and rely on your own intuition, and the internet cannot tell you whether or not your intuition is right.
So how has the internet changed the way you think?
Okay. So one of the things, kind of the biggest change that I think it's brought to the way people think is has to do with the non-linear thought process. In computer science, it's known as something called actually depth-first search, because of the fact that you can, just follow hyperlink after hyperlink after hyperlink. You can kind of dive into understand something really deeply, and then as you just keep hitting the back key, you keep popping up to where you used to be. So it's really easy to go very deep into a subject, and sometimes can be hard to understand the full breadth of what you're thinking about. Let's see, what else? So the internet makes so much information available to people that on some level it's not about having information anymore, because the information is really available to anyone. So in this day and age, it becomes an issue of, can you organize the information? Can you analyze it? Can you make people think about the information in a new or different way? Because effectively there's so much data out there. You can use the data to support just about any argument you want. And it really turns into a game of who can analyze it and who can make people understand the data out there the best. It can also, in terms of our thought process, the internet can make us kind of lazy, because it's like all of it, like if ever I want a single fact, I want to be able to Wikipedia it on my phone. So like this idea of instant access to everything makes us always want to have something at our fingertips. What was the last thing I was going to say? Oh, just because that we can effectively look up any fact we want online, it's all of a sudden, someone smart isn't just like someone with a lot of facts. It's someone who can look at those facts in a special way. That's all I got.